Hi, you're here with Esperanza Vasquez. We're here with Global City Unity, and we have some fabulous things going on today. We have some interviews. We're going to talk to Ellen Miller, all about how to get adopted and more other things that she has that people don't even know about. We also have Luis Gabriel, which is very has a lot of interesting things about people that have autism in the music business. Plus, he's going to tell us a lot more, and we're going to talk about it in English today and some Spanish, so maybe for the audience that are Latin and want to look at us and they can understand us. We're going to talk to Ellen Miller first, and we're going to talk to her about what's going on with her, and she's also writing a book, so we want to know more about that. Hi, Ellen. How are you doing today?
I'm fine, Esperanza. Thanks for having me.
Oh, no problem. I found you very interesting today. I was looking through some of your YouTube, and I was very amazed and pretty wondering about what happened to you. They called you, what is it that they call you, the girl?
Oh, they called me Baby Girl Stein in the hospital. And then I was named Enid Stein by my birth mother. She didn't want to give me up. So I was abducted. It was an inside type of job that was done to protect who my birth father was at the time.
So this is what they call the kids when
they call, right, when they come into the hospital. This is in '53. This was in Pittsburgh, Pennsylvania at St. Francis Hospital. So basically, I was referred to as Baby Girl Stein. And each page, I actually found my medical records. I went back and talked with Sister Adele. She literally gave me the records. I was crying after many years of searching. I asked her, I said, I need them. And so each page is literally altered, which is not legal.
Okay, let's explain to the audience because, first of all, you're writing also a book.
Right.
And plus, we want to know, what the book is more about because something that really happened to you in your life and pretty shocking.
Right.
And we want to know how you found out that you were, a Stein baby, which a lot of people don't know what it was. So you just explained to us right now, which I'm very thankful because, nobody knows that, So we can get an idea and the audience can get an idea. Maybe some people are in the same situation as you. And
there's a lot of people
not know where to go about it and how, they got adopted and they want to get to know their real parents.
Right. They want the truth. They want medical history. They want to know who they are, where they came from, what their heritage is, and what their ancestry is.
Right.
And where do they belong in the world? Adoptees are usually lost because they don't know where they came from. How do you know where you're going if you don't know where you came from?
Exactly.
So basically I took, it was from '86 to '91, there was no internet.
Right.
And I spent 5 years searching and researching, and in 2 years I did it 8 hours a day. So I was living here and I had to go back and forth. Not a good thing. I had help with Truth Seekers and Adoption here in Chicago. They supported me. They showed me that I had permission to search. I was raised at a time where it was not acceptable to know the truth.
Understandable. Now let me ask you a question. How did you start finding out about this, and what brought it to?
Why?
Because there's kids. It's pretty shocking. At what age did you start noticing?
I started officially in 1986. I was in my 30s. I wanted to have a baby.
Okay.
I was married, and my birth mother, I didn't know who she was. I knew she was from Pittsburgh, and my husband at the time was from Pittsburgh. And so my doctor wanted me to get my medical history. God forbid we were related. That happens a lot, where an adoptee falls for their relative, because it's called sexual genetic attraction. Years ago, it was taboo to talk about it. Barbara Gagno, who was the head of Truth Seekers and Adoption, wrote a book about it, because she found her son and she had this.
Wow.
Very taboo years ago, not taboo anymore. So basically I went to my adoptive father and I pleaded with him, and I wanted my adoption decree, and he didn't want to give it to me, and I pleaded with him. We went to him 5 times. Somebody in the adoptive family gave me the name of a woman that knew this woman, Sarah Jenoff, in Pittsburgh, that my birth mother worked for. It took me a year till she accepted to see me.
Oh, wow. And how did you feel?
I was devastated because when I met with her, she said, I had to get you out of town, as if it happened yesterday. And my husband and I were like freaking out. and she wouldn't tell me how my birth mother died, and I was devastated. And the anger, though, fueled my search, because I kept digging and digging and digging. And basically what happened in the beginning is she told me one thing, then we found my birth mother's late husband's brother. He wouldn't even meet with me. He wouldn't give me a picture. My birth uncle, my mother's brother, wouldn't give me a picture of my birth mother. So all this rejection was building up, but the information that was being given to me didn't fit. So now we saw, why doesn't it fit? Somebody's lying here.
Right.
And that started this whole pattern.
Wow.
And so it became bigger and bigger and bigger. And I was told by somebody that I met in the Recorder of Deeds department, because we had to dig for different information.
Exactly.
I was too hot to handle, and there was a baby ring. And so I'm in the mix of a black market baby. Back then in the 50s, it was common for babies to be taken across the state line.
Right. I remember hearing about that.
It's more common than not common at that time.
Right.
And the Midwest was big for that. But this is dealing with a huge baby brokerage that I'm part of,
Wow.
which I didn't know. And since 2010, I'm very fortunate. I have Mike Kiger, who's a private investigator from MissingInc.com, and he's out in Oregon.
Oh, wow.
He helps adoptees to search.
Uh-huh.
So I was connected to him by another person because he was in the Chicago Tribune article. He's been with me ever since. He supports me. I'm trying to still get my birth certificate from Pennsylvania, my original one. I'm closer now than I've ever been, but it's been 29 years for this fight. There's an Act 101 that states that if you have, your birth parents are deceased, that you can get your records, your birth certificate in Pennsylvania, but they have to have a consent form. I'd have to have a consent form signed by them.
Wow.
How could I? They're dead. So there's confusion about this. So I'm going to be working with, I'm very fortunate, I'm working with Representative Benninghoff's office, Carrie Benninghoff in Pennsylvania. And they asked me to write my story down, and I'm sending it off. They're doing a hearing April 14th because there's a Pennsylvania 162 bill that's out to change the whole thing for opening adoption records, birth certificates, original ones for adoptees, for all of them in Pennsylvania.
So do you think this actually discouraged a lot of kids that were adoptees, you know, because of the reason that they have to go through all that process? So
some people want to search, some don't. Women usually want to do it before men do because of the sense of they want to know that, you know, the mothering, all of that. But also there's something that always triggers the adoptee to search, whether they're younger. Like growing up, I never knew who I was. I went through an identity crisis when I was in my teens. This is common, but not everybody has this drive to search like I did.
Right.
The more they lied to me, the more I wanted to know.
Ah. And you know what? That makes pretty much sense, you know, because what is it that they're hiding?
Right, exactly.
And that's probably made you more wanting to know about
Right.
why are they hiding this from you?
Right.
Whatever happened to your mother? Whatever happened to your dad? And that's pretty devastating. I mean, for a child or a woman to go through it. And did that cause any problems with you bearing children?
Well, the whole reason for me to start this was I wanted to have a child.
Okay.
And it just blew up with this whole thing. And my adoptive mother got very sick at the time. I had so many things going on. I was devastated, as I said, to learn not only was my birth mother deceased, then I learned my birth father was deceased.
Wow.
I was rejected from my birth uncle, my mother, her brother. Then I was rejected by the birth aunt on the other side. I was getting rejected every which way.
Wow.
I couldn't figure out what is the big secret. Part of it is a scandal that deals, which I can't talk about it right now. Maybe in the future I could.
Right.
And part of it has to do with the fact that I had a trust fund that I never knew. Again, money, power.
Right. So that makes sense.
Right.
Maybe that's probably why, you know, that's probably one of the mysteries.
Right.
And maybe there's more to it.
There is. As also, I was kidnapped. It's against the law. So if the attorney who took me out of the hospital, who was a labor relations attorney, who did it as a favor for my birth father to protect his to be anonymous, if he was alive today, he'd go to jail, according to Mike Kiger.
Yeah.
the private investigator.
He's definitely right. It's true.
Mhm.
But, you know, there was a lot of that going on before,
Right.
like you said, that people just didn't pay attention. They just
Right.
figured you have a kid and you're taking care of it, and, you know, that's
Right.
pretty much it. But it's a good subject that you're bringing up, because this is a lot of things that a lot of people don't open up to this.
Right.
And they keep quiet.
Right.
And this is actually eating up a lot of people, because,
Yes.
I mean, how do you want to go on when not knowing who your identity is?
Exactly.
And that is very hard for you to, you know, actually have the you know, the strength to actually want to, you know, find out and let other people know about what's going on, because there's
Right.
probably other people out here looking
Right.
at this, you know, right this moment, going through the same thing that you're going, but they don't know where to go,
To
what
go,
to do,
right.
and exactly what to, you know, how to approach it.
Part of it could be to go to the American Adoption Congress in Washington, D.C. For each state, there's different organizations, nonprofits, that support helping to search. In Illinois, Representative Sarah Feigenholz did a fight for 14 years to open up the birth records for adoptees in Illinois. She did a fabulous job. Unfortunately, I don't get my birth certificate because I was born in Pittsburgh and adopted here in Chicago. So I have to go back to Pennsylvania. So
Wow.
every which way I try to go, I get this obstacle, the brick wall. So it's been a fight, and it is hard to continue. But here's what I decided a long time ago. I questioned God, why am I here? Why am I still alive? Why am I going through all this? There has to be a bigger picture here. And so the bigger picture is, and I was not a person when I was growing up that had any kind of interest in having, you know, political or anything like that, you know, of causes. That's not who I was. But I feel that if my life meant anything, that I should do something so these children who grow up do not have to go through what I've gone through. It's just horrendous. So the book will help that. We're going to do a movie as well.
Very good.
And there's more to the story that I can share at another time, I hope.
Well, Ellen, it was great having you here, and thank you for all your information, and we wish you much luck with your book
Thank
and your
you.
movie. We're looking forward to it, and you can always come back
Thank
to our
you.
TV show to let us know what's going on in your life and where are you at, and you know, we like to know that.
Thank you so much.
This is why we're here for, you know, to try to let the audience
Right.
see, you know, actually we have other people come back to see where you're at and what
I
you're
see.
doing. So, I mean, we'd be happy. We're going to go on to also Luis Gabriel,
Thank you.
because Luis Gabriel has other interesting things to tell us about, also concerned with autistic children, and also you're involved in the music. Is that correct?
Yes, yes.
Tell us about you.
My name is Luis Gabriel Giraldo, Giraldo in English. Original from Colombia, South America. I've been living in the city of Chicago for so many years, and I have my band, my musical band, which is a 14 pieces Latin band, and we produce music in a massive way, salsa, merengue, cha-cha, mambo, bachata, cumbia, and so and so, all those Latin rhythms, and we produce this music with the sole purpose of helping autism with the sales. We will donate 50% from the sales of the CD to help autistic children. I'm already associated with Autism Speaks, and I already have a non-profit organization registered with the government of the Illinois state. And it's called Autism Musical Crusade. And my band, like I said, is producing music with a purpose to help autistic children. And also, we are about to have out the CD number 3, which is the one that is dedicated to this purpose. And we are going to be helping all the churches that need funds, doing festivities, dances, and everything in their premises, like at their basement or auditorium or a gym or whatever, and everything that we all the funds that we fundraising there, that part will be totally for the church. And at the same time, we have the opportunity, once having the people in the party, to sell the CDs, that 50% from that goes to the children, autistic children.
Autistic children.
Yeah.
Luis, you mentioned that not too many people know in the Latin community about when their kids have autistic.
Yeah. It really is a shame, the lack of information and education from our minority communities in terms to this issue. Most parents, they don't know autism, nothing about autism. They don't understand why the kid doesn't speak fluently and why he is all the time by himself. So the majority of these kids, they spend their life in the back room of the house. And what really kills me and hurts my feelings is that many people, due to their lack of information, they hide the kid when they are going to have visitors at home. They are embarrassed of the kid. And an autistic kid is a pure soul. He is the member of the family, is so closer to God. I mean, closer to God. He's totally innocent. He doesn't know nothing about what is going on in this world, you know. And he's absolutely innocent. He's like an angel without wings, you know. He's pure. He's adorable, lovely. And by the way, very intelligent. Because if you teach something to an autistic children, due to the circumstances, to his circumstances that he's away from all this, whatever is going on around in this dirty society, so he has the 100% of concentration and focus on whatever you teach him. And once he learns, he do it much better than any of his normal brothers.
And this is why you have do you have some of your autistic children in the music?
I have, not in the band, but we have a lot of friends with autistic children. I have my grandson.
Oh, your
my grandson is 14 years old, and you won't believe how good he does at school in gymnastics, and he is the best reader of the class. He is good for computers. He plays music. He plays banjo, and he's learning to play.
He took it after his grandfather.
You know, but
maybe he took after his grandfather. You know?
Yeah, well, yeah, definitely.
Yeah.
And this project with my band is so unique due to the reason that it's the only band that dedicate themselves to do charity for the children and do charity for the churches to help. So we want to do charity with using the talent that God gave us when we were born, you know, and we need support from the community, especially from the leaders. We don't need money because we are going to raise money.
Exactly.
We don't need money. We need contacts and we need endorsements from these politician leaders, from the mayor, from maybe a Chewy.
Oh.
And we need endorsement like that to push this program because it's so unique, and at the same time we are so proud that it's coming out for the first time from our Latin community in the city of Chicago.
I think it would be great for a lot of the politicians to do something, something that's positive, and which is yours is positive. Doing something nice for the autistic kids. It's a very, very interesting. You're very right. I also, went to schools where there's autistic, and I do have family members that do have that, and that's a very touching subject. And you're very right about the Latin community, that they hide their kids because they don't want to. They're in denial, and it needs to be more open to a lot of the Latin community also, and minorities. Some people just don't want to hear that something's definitely
wrong. And also
wrong.
the barrier of language. The
Yes,
language barrier.
yes.
But I'm distributing some pamphlets, some to families that has autistic children in the family. This thing, and it has phones and all kinds of information where to call in Spanish and in English, you know. And once the person or the family encouraged to call one of these phones, the kid could be registered with Autism Speaks.
Exactly.
Registered. And now once it's registered from the Autism Speaks, they send the family a big folder with all kinds of information, big, thick, like this, with all kinds of information about therapies, clinics, classes, sports, entertainment, trips, and all of that. You know, that my son, my grandson, he enjoys all of that. But our kids in the minority community, they don't know nothing about it.
They're very talented kids. I
Yeah.
work with kids, and they're very talented. I am very, very stunned. You know, it takes a lot to know about these kids, and the people that don't understand them, they don't understand. But like I said, you know, when you have a good, you know, understanding with them, you get to learn how they think, you know, and how they work.
Yes, yes. So we are very, very, very enthusiastic to do something for the first time using music. You know, everybody loves music. So we are going to use that salsa and that, hey, you know, to move their not only their body but their heart too. You know.
Well, Luis, we have also, we would like for you to say it in Spanish because we do have some Latin community watching us, and me gustaría si lo puede decir en español para qué es lo que está pasando con los niños.
Ok, mi nombre es Luis Gabriel Giraldo, yo soy de la República de Colombia, hace muchos años, vivo aquí en la ciudad de Chicago, tengo la orquesta, el Grupo Miel y Luis Gabriel, una orquesta grande hecha de mexicanos y colombianos, de gente muy, muy conocida en la farándula musical, como ex miembros de Capaz de la Sierra y todo. Tenemos la orquesta produciendo música, estamos produciendo música masivamente para donar el 50% de toda esa música de la venta del CD al autismo, a los niños que sufren de autismo, mediante la Fundación Autism Speaks. Nosotros también, la orquesta mía tiene su propia fundación sin ánimo de lucro que se llama Cruzada Musical por el Autismo. Entonces queremos hacer fiestas donde podamos vender el CD, pero queremos hacer fiestas con las iglesias para ayudar también a las iglesias que necesitan fondos. Así que si ustedes televidentes están ahí, por favor comuníquenle a las iglesias, a la iglesia que usted pertenezca, que a lo mejor es pobre y necesita fondos, que necesitamos iglesias para hacer fiestas ahí en la iglesia, en el basement, en el gimnasio, en el auditorio y todo, para recoger fondos para la iglesia y al mismo tiempo para vender el CD y ayudar a los niños pobres. Así que por favor, cuéntele al padre y a la iglesia donde usted va que necesitamos, primero que todo, necesitamos una iglesia con un basement bueno para hacer el lanzamiento del CD.
Ándale.
Y todo lo que saquemos en el lanzamiento, pues todo para la iglesia. Y los CDs que se vendan, pues la mitad, del 50% para el autismo.
Y es muy bonito lo que está haciendo para todos los niños que tienen ese problema de autismo.
Sí.
No hay muchos latinos que entienden esto, pero usted estaba mencionando de que hay un papel que usted puede firmar y le mandan mucha información.
Yo he de estar en las fiestas repartiendo estos panfleticos. Este panfletico está en inglés y en español y tiene la información donde conectarse. Hay página de webpage y todo donde conectarse con Autism Speaks. Usted se puede conectar en español o en inglés y una vez que usted registre su niño con Autism Speaks, ya el niño puede participar en viajes, en terapias, en paseos, en reuniones, en música, en deporte, en de todo. Y entonces el niño se le abre un horizonte diferente al niño.
Se le abren las puertas más.
Se le abre, me gustaría, si me permite, ¿puedo dar el teléfono, el número del teléfono?
¿Hay una website que tiene?
Sí, el website es muy fácil. La orquesta se llama el Grupo Miel y ese es el website. Grupomiel.com.
Es todo.
Grupomiel.
Grupomiel.com. Group. ¿Está en español igual como en inglés también?
Sí, en español y en inglés la webpage is the same in English and Spanish.
Oh, okay.
GrupoMiel.com.
Uh-huh.
Of course, with the three W's before.
Okay, so that's all you say. They can find you in GrupoMiel.com.
And we need a church that has a big basement or something to do the release of the CD. To do and we'll give, or the church will take all the revenue that will be accumulated there.
Y otra cosa usted mencionó en español, porque lo mencionó en inglés, pero en español, los alcaldes que ahorita andan corriendo, que gustaría
sí.
también.
Necesitamos
apoyo.
Necesitamos apoyo de todos los líderes políticos, del congresista Luis Gutiérrez, de Chuy García, del alcalde de la ciudad, que nos den un endorsement, que es como un apoyo firmado, documentado, para empujar el proyecto. Y estaremos muy orgullosos de que por primera vez sale en este país una belleza y una nobleza de proyecto como este de la comunidad latina de Chicago. Somos mexicanos y somos colombianos los de la orquesta, el Grupo Miel. Que Dios los bendiga y por favor pasen la onda.
Well, aquí estamos con Esperanza Vázquez con Global City Unity. We're here with Esperanza Vázquez with Global City Unity. We'll be right back. Hi, we're here with Esperanza Vázquez, and we have a special guest today he's actually been coming here, and he's doing very, very good. And Pero is in the house today with us. He's going to sing. What are you going to sing today?
I'm a businessman.
And where have you been going to a lot of these things? You know, I know that you've been expanding yourself pretty much. Tell us a little bit more about yourself.
Yeah, my name is Pero. I run a record label called Dope Boys Entertainment. I've been going to a lot of places, man. I've been touring around Chicago, doing a lot of big things, signing artists, you know what I'm saying, pushing my record label. So that's what we're doing with 2015.
Very nice. Is there anything you want to tell everybody, all our audience today?
Oh, yeah, go get the mixtape, Paid in Full, man. Paid in Full 2 coming soon. Chill, holla at me. Dope Boys Entertainment, hit me up on Facebook at Pero Smith, and you hit me up on YouTube at Dope Boys Entertainment. Let's get it, shit.
All right, you do your thing, and I'm going to walk away and just do it yourself, okay? Thank you. Thank you for being here with us, all right?
I'm a businessman. I stack green paper, Franklin friends. Got 20s, 100s, 50s wrapped up in the rubber band. I got the world in my hands, money in my pants. I'm the capo man, just like I hit the lotto, fam. So I live good every day and I write rhymes that substitute the times when I feel like dying. So I pray for my sins, and that was the end. Try not to break the rules when I drop the juice. I'm rolling through the hood, something like a president. I'm magnificent with my swag right, and I look nice. Diamonds bling bling like clear ice. Can't you see I'm positive, I'm gon' make it, homie. And ever since I came up, people changed on me. But that's okay, cause I'ma keep doing what I do. I'm fresh as hell every day, homie, check my shoes. Shawty, check my jewels. I'm a businessman, I stack green paper, Franklin friends. Got 20s, 100s, 50s wrapped up in a rubber band. I got the world in my hands, money in my pants. I'm the capo man, just like I hit the lotto, fam. So I live good every day and I write rhymes that substitute the times when I feel like dying. So I pray for my sins, and that was the end. Try not to break the rules when I drop the juice. Play track 2.